We started from your team. Let's move to your team.
Facts.
Now, there's a lot of drama going in these streets talking about the man, the triple-double, the AKA maybe Pat Statter of the NBA.
Empty calories.
Empty calories.
Stop being disrespectful.
Just to be eating.
Stop being disrespectful.
Do the Lakers have a Russell Westbrook problem?
No, and I'm gonna tell you that. No, I'm gonna tell you why. You gotta think about this. The year KD left and Russ was a true solo act, he carried that team by himself into the playoffs. True solo act. Triple-double, carried that team into the playoffs. It didn't turn out the way he wanted it to, but he carried that team. They added some pieces, he carried that team. When he went to Houston, he struggled out the gate with Houston, trying to figure out himself, trying to find out. And then that second half, when Houston got the rolling, it was because him and Harden figured it out, right? He was just in Washington. We was having the same conversation. Is Russ this? Is Russ that? Is Russ? But what happened? Him and Brad Beal figured it out, and what happened? They got that team to the playoffs. So again, it's a rough stretch. I understand, but Russ usually rights the wrong. But based off past history, it shows me that he starts off rocky because he either A, trying to do too much, or B, trying to figure it out. And then as he settles down and everything, and the dust starts to settle, he will get it right. That's all. Everybody need to pump the brakes, relax, okay? There's no reason to be in an uproar. This team is built for March and in May, or April, May, June. The Lakers are built for then. Get me to then, and then we can start talking about Russell Westbrook being a problem if he's really start costing games because of some of his antics. But right now, there's no worries. The Lakers will be in the playoffs, and then we will talk real basketball because we're going to get rid of the Warriors. All that cute stuff that they got going on. That's what I want. I want the Warriors. I'll give them I want them.
You don't want that.
Because then Jay has to
stop showing up for the camera.
And then his face is going to have to be that sad puppy smile.
Stop it, dog. Stop it. You putting on extra for the camera. March, April, May. What has Russ done in the spring, in the late spring, to substantiate that he's a 16-game player?
Have I showed you? I just do back-to-back examples. Those are facts.
Okay. Late regular season. Late regular season. No, you're right. No, late regular season. If that's the goal, No,
I'm just saying he rights the ship. Bake ass was there a Russ problem. I'm saying it has started off rocky in the last two places, correct? And has he righted the ship? And the teams have been better.
But here's what you ain't baking into the equation. No pun intended. Here's what you not factoring in. When we already got LeBron with the Geritol and the old man injuries.
Here we go.
That abdomens, that's an old man injury, bro. That's old man. Then we got AD over here looking like it's like the 100th game of the season, and we only at game 10. Every single game, he's over here scowling rolling on the floor with a knee, looking all distraught.
He ain't been hurt yet. He just had a stomach virus.
Okay, so here's what happens. When AD misses, say 3 weeks, LeBron's already out for 2 months.
Oh my God.
And you got to sit here on this pod and say the Lakers, and every single time out your mouth, it's got to be a caveat, assuming health. When both of these, LeBron is on, 37? With more miles than anybody times 2. And then AD, the most frail superstar you'd have never seen in your life. So when $80 million is out the window and it's Russell Westbrook and 6 vet minimum players, what are you gonna say? You can't say you surprised. That's the one thing I don't want you to say. You surprised.
We will be there when it matters.
Okay. Here's my thing.
Qualifiers? Where's the qualifiers at? Give me the qualifiers.
Here's my thing. I'm
gonna
say
qualifiers. If AD don't get hurt. If AD don't get hurt.
Here's my thing. Right now, it looks like a Russ problem. I'm gonna be 1,000% frank.
1000.
Because in times where you guys have been winning games, I'm not gonna say he's the reason why you're losing, but his leadership, his decision making has cost the Lakers in some pivotal times in these losses or these L's that they have faced. And what?
I said OKC times 2.
OKC
and that ain't on him. That ain't all him.
No. It is.
You better check the tape.
It is.
I'm gonna break it down for you.
No,
player.
it is. Okay.
Wow.
It ain't.
I didn't know one person can lose 26-point lead, 19-point lead. One person.
Here's my thing. I would never say it's on one man. Okay, but I'm saying in crunch time, because here's what I think. We always get caught up in points. I'm not worried about the points. I'm talking about meaningful buckets. I'm talking about what did you do when it mattered the most? Now I get it. You had 26-point lead, you had 19-point lead, and y'all just gave up the cheeks. Y'all said, hey, I ran her once, so it's going to be easy to get ran again. That's what you said. But what you did is she said, nah, you ain't getting the cookie this time. And she closed the door. And she came back, hit you with a 2-piece and a biscuit, made you spend all this bread, and now you out of pocket. You ain't got no bread in the pocket. So at the end of the day, Russell Westbrook, decision making, his out of controlness, his unawareness of game management at times could be your Achilles heel. Because when I look at Russ in these interviews, he always say, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm doing what I need to do to play. I'm not gonna change my game. This is who I am. And that part about that hurt. That scares me, because you, even as a superstar, even the LeBrons, even the Jordans, they have to adapt or adjust a little bit. I ain't saying you got to just completely change who you are, but you have to adapt and adjust a little bit. You have to defer and change it up just a little bit. Now, there's times where I see Russ, there's times where I see Russ, I'm like, yo, when Russ do this, Lakers are unbeatable. Now, don't get me wrong. They are better in transition now because they can score quickly because of how he can change the pace of the game. I give you that. But his decision-making has to be better. His turnovers have to be minimized. He has to play better, because what's going to happen possibly, Rondo may become the starter for the Lakers. I'm saying, because Rondo
can't even entertain an adjustment. Yeah.
Rondo, I'm not, listen,
you're so
we are not, that's basically saying Klay Thompson should be coming off the bench too when he get back. You're not paying somebody $40 million to come off the goddamn bench. There was no reason to go get him if you was gonna have to relegate him to coming off the bench. No, like I said, facts, the proof is in the pudding. And the pudding is out the gate, Russ's last two teams, he has struggled. Same conversation. Is Russ a Houston problem? Is Russ a Wizard problem? And he has figured it out and righted the ship. All I'm asking is let it play out. If he continues to play this bad through the course of the second half, getting to the second half of the season, then I will sit here and say, yeah, you playing bad.
Well, if he continues to play this bad, they may trade him, to be honest with you. They may trade him.
They're not trading Russell.
They can't trade him if they wanted to.
Hey, Damian Lillard went out of Portland.
Technically, they could.
Damian Lillard went out of Portland.
Ain't nobody taking that. Ain't nobody.
Hey, Damian Lillard went out of Portland, so you never know. But we'll focus on that as the story unravels. But I want to talk about this right here.
No, hold on, real quick before you transition. Lakers and unbeatable. Don't do that. Those two words don't belong in the same sentence. And Russ coming off the bench, like, the funny thing is it should happen. But never it will. Russ is incapable.
You are not mentioning a superstar. He's only 31. 31. He's 31. 31, 32.
This is about chemistry. The misconception is when somebody plays 35 minutes a game, it's a badge of honor to start the game. Who cares? Am I getting my 35 minutes and am I playing
Russell Westbrook? If you traded for him to ultimately come off the bench, that was a dumbass trade to begin with.